or even if it's a relationship and you feel scared of, you know, dropping them or friendship or whatever it is, I'm not saying text them right now during Leo season and be like, you, we're done. Like, maybe it's like a good time to just like check in with yourself and be like, okay, this hasn't been fulfilling me. So maybe this is something I need to think about, journal about. When Libra season comes and it's all about, you know, your connections with other people, maybe you can check in and be like, all right, we need to drop some people.
Yes, time to make it.
And then Scorpio season hits and you're like, yeah, we're done. Good guys, it's your girl Sarah.
And Mom.
And we're charmed and dangerous.
You know, because we're charming.
And we dangerous. Are we charming or dangerous during Leo season?
I want to say that we're dangerous.
I think that we're dangerous too, right?
I think that we're very dangerous.
Fire sign seasons were dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Air sign seasons were charming.
Uh-huh.
It's that earth and water that you just don't know which way it's gonna go.
Yeah. Happy Leo season,
yeah, happy
everyone.
Freaking Leo season.
Happy birthday to all of our Leos out there.
Yeah. And honestly,
love you.
from all the crying I did during Cancer season,
right.
I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah.
I am so happy to have made it here.
Right, we need to share.
I want to give a shout out to all the people that were there for me during Cancer season and all the Kleenex that was used.
Yes, yes. I made it through Cancer season 2022.
Yeah.
Everyone should get a shirt.
Literally. The government should send that
yes!
shirt. Okay, Maya. So how can the people live their best life this Leo season? And if you're new here, this is for everybody. It's not just for Leos. Like, this is Leo energy.
Yes.
So obviously what we talk about will tie into Leos because they have this energy, Leo placements, but this is a general chat for everybody.
Yes, and how you can harness this energy and make the best of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Okay, so my first point is, I feel like Leos, we all know, tend to be very confident beings, you know? And that's because this fixed fire sign always shows up for themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They consistently show up for themselves. So, this season, I challenge y'all to stare in the mirror each day for 2 minutes, okay? And remind yourself of how great you are. All the things that are special and unique about you, say it in front of the mirror. Give a little power pose and confidently remind yourself why you're freaking great.
Even if it feels awkward.
Yes.
Do it.
And every day, even if you don't feel like doing it that day, that's probably the day you need it the most.
Yeah.
You know? Like I said, Leo is successful in their confidence because they consistently bring it. They consistently show up for themselves so they don't feel threatened in a situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, like I said, show up for yourself, and you get extra bonus points if you could do this naked, okay?
Oh.
And remember that this is about body acceptance, okay? You don't have to be perfect to be loved. Your body is beautiful just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, absolutely. You know, Leos are so grounded as fire signs, probably because they're fixed too. They know how to stay within that power, and they're not like, a lot of people I feel like are typically afraid when they're giving compliments, or you know what I mean, when they're really good at something and they know damn well they're the best person at that thing in that room. A lot of people kind of try to take the back seat. Leo's that energy that like just, like, I love the way you said it, just shows up, you know what I mean, shows up for themselves. Because honestly, confidence is amazing, but like I feel like a lot of people downplay how confident they are because they don't want to step on anyone's toes. And if other people are confident, you being confident and you being you is not going to take away from their confidence. So you just need to own your shit.
Right.
And Leo season is the best time to do that. I always say Leo season is like main character energy season, because you truly should never feel like you need to like downplay who you are to make other people comfortable. You're the main character in your own life. And everyone is the main character in their life. So it's balanced, baby. You don't gotta think that like, oh my god, I'm the main character, I'm like a narcissist. Like, no. Like, obviously be empathetic towards what everyone else is going through, but when you're doing good or when you're proud of yourself, say that, feel that. Right. You know, I mean, obviously, like I said, read the room, but you can still be confident and still be empathetic towards what the people around you are going through.
100%. Leo, I feel like, really knows how to promote themselves.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really appreciate, because that's something that we all, most of us other signs kind of lack.
Yeah.
You know, like they really, like I said, they show up for themselves and they're not afraid to be like, yeah, I'm the bomb. And guess what?
Absolutely. So my first tip for y'all for this Leo season is, if your heart isn't in it, drop it. Why do we, you know, as a society, tell people to push through even when we see them be miserable? You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer in, you know, never giving up. You know, I'm a Scorpio, so I go all in for the things that I love. But this only applies for things that light a fire in your soul. You know what I mean? Not that shitty relationship or that draining job or whatever it may be. We produce our best work, I feel like, when our heart is in it. Yes, you may have the energy to be a part of something because like you need it to survive. But at the end of the day, you know the difference between doing something out of survival versus doing it because it feels right. You know, and like I feel like Leo season is the best time to check in with yourself and be like, am I doing this because it feels good or because I'm doing it to survive? And if you are doing that thing because you need to survive, I'm not saying like drop it. Like if you still need it to survive, you know, do it, but remind yourself that you are keeping this thing in your life because you just need it for a little bit. So don't give all your energy to this thing. Give a little part of you to this thing and then save the energy that you have for the things you love.
Yeah, almost
you know?
Compartmentalize. Like remember that this thing isn't as big of a hill as you're making it. It's really the mole when all this other things that makes you happy is way more valuable.
Exactly, and I feel like when you are honest with yourself about that, maybe you also come up with a plan of how you can get out of that thing. Like, yes, you need this thing to survive, and maybe you need it for a little bit longer, but how can you get out of it? Because, like, it's not really what you love, but you kind of need to be in it. Or even if it's a relationship and you feel scared of, you know, dropping them or friendship or whatever it is. I'm not saying text them right now during Leo season and be like, fuck you, we're done. Like, maybe it's, like, a good time to just, like, check in with yourself and be like, okay, this hasn't been fulfilling me. So maybe this is something I need to think about, journal about. When Libra season comes and it's all about, you know, your connections with other people, maybe you can check in and be like, all right, we need to drop some people.
Yes, time to make a decision.
And then Scorpio season hits and you're like, yeah, we're done. And then it's Sag season and you're being oh, having fun.
Right. If you didn't cut them off Libra season, it'll be like, we done forever during Scorpio season.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I feel like with Libra season, like the conversations will start.
Yeah.
Because Libra doesn't like saying no. Libra doesn't like being mean. You know, Libra's a people pleaser sometimes, but I feel like Scorpio energy just makes you be like,
you know, like, I'm sick of this shit.
Exactly. But it's like you don't want to just go into it like I'm sick of this shit. You want to have had those conversations. So when Scorpio season comes, you feel like almost really proud of your decision. And you're just like, you know what? We've talked this through. I let you know this isn't the right fit, or we don't get along anymore. And it's time to end this. Right. I've been telling you this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We done.
We done.
You ain't ever coming back.
Ever. Finito.
My next point, I feel like it goes really well with the point you just made, that Leo season is self-care season, okay? So go full out for you and whatever it is that you want to do and whatever you deem as self-care. You know what I mean? I feel like for me during the pandemic, sometimes that meant dressing up cute and putting on makeup, even though I had absolutely nowhere to go.
What you mean? Like we're here in front of our people.
Right.
We got so many places to go.
But I mean, like other times, like even when we're not here for the people. But I mean, anything can really be self-care for anyone differently. You know what I mean? To me, self-care is like face masks and going on long walks. But really, whatever it is that makes your spirit happy, like you were saying, like if your heart isn't in it, don't freaking do it. Like, I want you to be taking care of you and making sure that you are happy this season. So have good meals, good laughs with your friends, and also some alone time too, because I feel like Leo, while they are very friendly and community oriented and love to be around their friends, like they also appreciate their alone time. Yeah. You know, and they're not scared to be alone. So don't be scared to be alone this Leo season.
Okay, next tip for y'all this Leo season is to create. Alright? As someone who has a Leo Mars in the 8th house, you know, please listen to me closely as I give you this advice. If you're feeling lost, if you're feeling unfulfilled, if you're begging the universe for signs to see what your purpose is, that means your energy is either scattered or you're focusing on the wrong things, you know? Leo energy is fixed fire. Their passion runs deep for the things that they love, like I mentioned earlier in the video. They let their creativity lead them in their life, you know? They follow the fire and don't look back, and they let it burn and burn and burn, and it feels good. You know what I mean? They don't get scared of that passion. Right. I feel like sometimes people drop things too soon because maybe they feel too connected to it and they're kind of intimidated by it. You know, it goes back to the confidence thing. Sometimes you love yourself so much and you're like, am I being cocky? And it's like, no, you're finally loving yourself. You know what I mean? And like when you pour yourself into a project and create, you let your soul speak for you. You know, that's the best way I can put it. Like whatever it is that you created is your footprint that you leave in this world when you die. Like that's how I think of it. So ask yourself, what message do you want to leave the world when you're gone? Because that is what creativity brings you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I feel like, you know, we're like, I don't want to lose this person, I don't want to do that. Like, I get it, that's a big part of death, is like how we won't have these connections with people anymore. But also think about all the things that you can leave behind.
Yeah.
And that can only be done through your passions. You know what I mean? What fulfills your soul. So that's what I mean when I say let your soul speak for you.
Yeah.
Because whenever you're being creative, that's your soul speaking. You know, you can create art, a dance, a new recipe, a new design, whatever it may be, just create.
Yeah.
And this isn't the first time I've told you guys to create on this channel. I'm always telling people, just create.
Create, do it.
It's a nice release.
Yeah,
it really is. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like and I want people to remember too that like, don't be scared if you like mess up the first time or something when you're creating, or if you feel silly when you're doing it. Like, that's okay, you know? Like, it's okay to make a fool out of yourself when you're creating. Like, that's maybe part of the process of you getting into and finding out what you love. You know what I mean? Like, don't be so hard on yourself as you are creating. Like, as someone who has done that personally, like, don't judge yourself when you're supposed to be letting free and having fun.
And letting loose.
You know?
And what is the thing that's judging? It's your mind. Of course your mind. How often do your mind and your soul agree? Not often. Your mind is just supposed to keep you out of trouble.
Right.
Your soul is a wild child that is here to express itself. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't be judging yourself. And I also said this in another video, if you're creating, you don't always have to share it with people. If you creating makes you think, oh, is this good enough? Oh, is this weird? Who says you have to create and share with people? If you do, okay, I still encourage you to be okay with it, because who gives a fuck what anyone thinks about what you're creating? Usually the people that don't create shit are the ones that are judging the most about what you're creating.
That part.
How about that?
Right.
So, that's my brain. Create.
Don't give a fuck about how it looks or who's looking at it.
Yeah, actually. And if anyone has anything to say about it, literally dust it off.
Right.
Literally.
You can call me and I'll tell them to go fuck off.
Or if they do, be like, okay, show me something you created. And how often do they do that? Because then that gives you the advantage of talking shit to them.
Right.
They don't want to deal with all that. They're insecure too.
That part. Okay, my last point for everybody this Leo season. Everyone knows that Leo is ruled by the sun, right? So I feel like after being drowned during Cancer season by all that water, I want people to go dry off by connecting with the sun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You can do some like yoga sun salutations or go sunbathing. That's the one that I really recommend.
Put sunscreen on.
Yes, wear your
SPF
sunscreen.
50 or above.
Yes. I would say maybe don't wear your glasses though, so like sunglasses, so you can just let the like sunshine.
Maybe go to a nude beach and do a
yes, okay.
upward dog with that sunshine in your
that hole.
Giving people life advice.
Right.
You're welcome.
Right. We talked about that on a Netflix show, like The Pleasures of or something about sunbathing that home, you know? And I can't do it because we don't have like an area to do it, but I feel like I would really like to, so I'd recommend for people to do it. You don't have to tell me that you did, just go do it.
Actually, do whatever you want.
Don't tell me.
Alright, my third and final tip, I kind of briefly talked about it at the beginning of the video, which is be the main character in your life, be selfish, and you know, Leo placements have mastered this. It's everyone else that's kind of slacking. At the end of the day, you got you and only you. Yeah, like we have our people, but no, you are the one that is with you at all times, you know, so fuck out of here with that, I don't want to make it about me, I'll let them talk first, maybe I'm doing too much. Take a page from Leo's book and make it about you. Like, make it about you.
Right.
The audience is seated and the show's starting, you know? You ready?
Yes! Class in session?
No, literally.
I'm ready.
Yeah, stand in your power. You know, because if everyone else is doing it, actually, it'll be normal for you to be doing it too. And how many times have you felt a little sad because you want to tell people your story, or you want to tell people how you're feeling, but someone else is, you know, owning that room better than you, even though you feel like you just have so much to share, but you just can't. You just can't seem to make it about you. It's like, oh, you are so in your head that everyone else is literally sharing their stories that may not be as interesting as your story that time, but you're holding yourself back. Share your story. Share what's going on in your mind. Like, stop being so scared of what everyone has to say.
Yeah.
If you feel like you want to share something, do it.
Your story and what you have to say
matters.
100%.
But you need to believe that first.
Yes. Because no one's gonna listen
if you don't speak up.
If you're over here like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Whispering or afraid to ever speak up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just speak your truth and speak it confidently.
Absolutely.
Alright, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode on how to live your best life this Leo season, okay?
Yes.
Make sure you comment down below if you do any of these things or if you have any recommendations on how people can be living their best life out here, okay? Again, happy birthday to all of our Leos out there. We love you so much. We hope you get to enjoy your season. Live it up, baby, okay? So hot and sexy.
Yeah, you're just fire.
Yeah,
absolute fucking fire.
So fire. We love you.
We love you.
And we'll see you later. Bye.